It's time to plant the fall garden. Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to the Shades of Green Show. Today is Sunday, September 12th, 2021, and today I'm going to plant the fall garden. I'm going to put some seeds in today for the fall crop. Quick reminder, if you watch some of the other videos, this is where I had, this time last year, I planted my garlic in this bed, and I like to do crop rotation. So this season, the garlics and the onions are going to go in this bed. And if you're not aware, you do want to plant your garlic now, here in September, early October, because it takes about 9 months to mature. And that's what I'm going to do here. Also, this was over here all through the spring and summer season. That's what my cucumbers were climbing up on. All I did was disconnect it, put it over here. I like to use stainless steel hose clamps to connect my hog panel to the T-post. I think it makes it real simple to move around. I like that these are stainless steel because they don't rust or corrode, and that way I don't have to have tons of these laying around. I can just use one in several places just by moving it around. Anyway, after I harvested the garlic and the onions late May, early June, I guess it was mid-June, I guess, I tried planting a few other things in here. I threw some peppers in the ground. I tried a summer tomato. Nothing really worked out too well, except for the zinnias, which were very, very happy. But even those have taken a beating. They didn't, we missed a couple of days of watering, and the triple digit heat indexes that we had in late August rolling into September weren't too kind to these things, even though they do love the sun. That was a lot of heat. So I'm going to remove these, and a little tip about that. As I've said before, I like to have a living root in the ground at all times, but when it's time to pull something out, I don't want to just rip it up. What I want to do is cut it at the ground so that the roots of the plant stay in the soil and they release all that stored nutrients, all their stored nutrients that are in their roots that will return to my soil and help feed my soil. So anytime I pull something out, I'm just going to cut it at the base, leave the roots in my garden. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to go through and cut down all this stuff that's ready to go. I've got some basil here going to seed, so those leaves aren't going to be very tasty anymore. This is some lycium that I had to attract bees as my cucumbers were just getting started. That's going to go. And once I remove all this, I'm going to come back and top dress with some compost, maybe a little bit of low dose organic fertilizer as well. And then I'll be putting some seed in the ground. So let's get to it. Okay, now that I've got all the plants pulled out of the way, which by the way are heading to the compost bin, so when I get ready to plant my crops next spring, those plants will be returned to the soil to help feed my soil. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Espoma Garden Tone, just a little bit, because again, I don't have anything actively growing or producing fruit. I'm just going to take a couple of handfuls of this, gently spread it across the soil, and then I'm going to come in with some cotton burr compost, which I really, really like. I'm going to dump that top. Again, spread it out rather thin. There's a carrot. I'll try to save that one. Hey guy, stay with me. I want to spread this about an inch or so. And as you can tell, this wooden raised bed is in its last days. If it makes it through the winter, I'll be pleased. And then next spring, I'm going to replace it with something much better. Probably one of the new Vigo Garden modular metal raised bed kits that we just started selling here at Shades of Green. Just spread that around. And I'm going to just come along and just gently turn. And by doing that, I'm getting some of that fertilizer and some of that compost to drop down into the top, 4 or 5 inches of soil. And I'm going to do that for the entire bed and all the other beds, and then we're going to come back and plant some seeds. All right, all I'm doing is sticking my trowel in the ground and rolling it clockwise or counterclockwise, twisting. By sinking that shovel in the ground, I'm just loosening up the soil a bit. The beauty of raised beds is that you never walk on them, you never compact the soil, but because I'm trying to mix in, there's an onion. Because I'm trying to mix in this compost and some of this fertilizer I just put down, it helps. Again, I'm not going crazy. I'm not coming in here with a tiller. I'm not flipping it over so that what's down 5 inches below the surface is now upside down and pointing toward the sun. Just a little gently coming in and doing this, mix it together. Then I'm going to come in and even it all out again, get rid of all these craters and dips, smooth it out. Once I've got it smoothed out, I'm going to put my seeds in the ground and then come back and water everything. What we're planting here on the trellis, these are snow peas. These are going to climb somewhere between 4 and 6 feet, which is why we need the trellis. Have those beautiful little seed pods that taste great right off the vine, nice and crunchy. They're cold tolerant, so they'll produce up until we get really, really cold. But they are called snow peas for a reason. I'm going to plant a few by transplants and then a few by seeds. My money is really on the seeds. I'm worried that it's still a bit too hot for these guys because this is Texas. Even though it's September, it's still 97, 98 degrees. So, but that's what's going here. All we're going to do is dig a hole, take this out. With your transplants, what you want to do is the roots will probably be in a square because they've been in these pots to get ready to be sent to a nursery. Just gently pull the roots apart at the bottom so that they're no longer going in a circle. That will send them out into your soil a little quicker. You can also gently squeeze the root ball and pull it apart like that and drop it in your hole. That'll make a big, big difference in how quickly your transplants get established. As for the seeds, real simple. I'm going to make a hole, I'm going to drop a seed in the hole, I'm going to cover the hole. That's all there is to it. All right, so we're halfway there with our fall garden. I've got snow peas, 2 transplants we had. They arrived this week here at Shades of Green. I just couldn't resist, so I went ahead and put those in. But down the center here and on either ends of the T-post, I've got seed planted on a different variety of snow peas. If all goes according to plan, these should reach the top of this trellis and I should have an abundant crop of snow peas. And then here in the front, I planted radishes. Now I still like to do the square foot gardening method, so I just eyeballed it, figured out what a square foot was, and then I would put 9 radishes in each square. So I got 1 transplant there, that's a radish, but the rest of this, the front of this bed, is all radish by seed. And I've already gone over what's in the other beds. So that's all there is to it. I still got to plant my garlic. It hasn't arrived yet. I special ordered 2 varieties that I really wanted through the mail. Garlic is super easy to buy in the mail, or you can just go to your favorite grocery store, find an organic garlic that you like to eat. Sometimes the non-organic garlic is treated so that it doesn't start sprouting in the grocery store. Find an organic garlic. You can go ahead and break the clove up and then put the individual little pieces in the ground, pointy side up, root side down. It's that simple, but know that it takes about 9 months to plant. So there you go. We'll be doing updates a little more frequently, hopefully, in the fall, so you can see how things progress. But we're on our way. I'm Tim. Thanks for watching The Shades of Green Show.